24 hours after the Eagles signed James Bradberry, I'm still pumped about this Philadelphia Eagles defense, guys. Let's talk for a little bit. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on in NFL world? How you doing, Division Rivals? This is Stephen Hyder, Gate City Sports Channel. The sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Hey, what's good, guys? If this is maybe the first, second, third time you've caught my content and you enjoyed today's discussion, if I can ask you to do me a huge solid here, guys, hit that subscribe button. We just crossed over 5,000 subscribers. We're heading towards 10,000. I would love for you to be a part of that equation. Just need you to hit the subscribe button to do that. To my OG subscribers, if I can ask you guys to just keep hitting that like button, keep smashing the thumbs up button, help me spike the algorithm, help me get this in front of new audience members that we can potentially convert into our own little community here, guys. All right, y'all, today's topic. To begin with, my guy, Deshields, thank you so much for the one-on-one interview. It was a lot of fun earlier today. We went over things like why I chose Gate City Sports Media as my name. We talked about how a guy like me gets involved in coaching and, you know, how I get involved in things like analytics and scouting and film review and all that kind of stuff. We covered all those type of topics. It was a really great discussion. Thank you so much, Tone. If you guys don't know Tone, really, really smart guy, someone I really enjoy talking to. Check out his channel, guys. I'll link it down below. All right, y'all. The defense. Here's the thing. I want to start off by taking us back to the draft, okay? And I don't even mean this year's draft. I want you to go back to the third round of last year. Do you remember one key thing that happened? Do you guys remember that Tom Donahue disagreement in the press box there, or whatever you want to call it, the war room? It's not really a press box. It was the war room. I think it's been largely misunderstood, right? I think some people think like, oh, he just did not want Milton Williams as the pick. I don't think that's true, guys. I think that's a little bit of a fabrication of the truth of the actual story and what happened. As I recall and what I've heard reported is, actually what happened was the Eagles really wanted to address the nose tackle position on this football team. And they wanted Aleem McNeil, who ended up being drafted by Detroit. Howie thought he could trade back, gain extra picks, and still gain that player. Unfortunately, Detroit jumped Philly, guessing probably that's what we wanted, and then took Aleem McNeil. That led to Howie having one heck of a plan B, because let's be honest, Milton Williams turned out to be one heck of a draft pick, guys. But nonetheless, we know that from that interaction, clearly, the nose tackle position is of importance to this defense. In the scouting department, the coaching staff, I know Gannon was pumped about Milton Williams too, but clearly, you know, nose tackle was up there in terms of what they wanted. Well, you know what? Good things come to those who were patient. We heard that said before, right, guys? What happened just a year later? Well, the Eagles trade up from 15 to 13, and they take Jordan Davis out of UGA, and they finally get that nose tackle they're looking for. So I want to start our discussion about why I'm excited about this defense, because the number one thing that's happening here, guys, we're going to be able to stop the run with a 3- and 4-man front, giving us way more players to utilize as pass rushers and way more players to utilize in coverage, more importantly. Now, a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans, a lot of Dallas Cowboy content creators, some other division rivals have chimed in. They've asked me my perspective a few times on if I honestly think that the Philadelphia Eagles defense is that much better than Dallas's. Truth be told, guys, right now it's all on paper. I don't really put a lot of emphasis on paper. I scout it. I make an advanced scouting. I say where I think teams need to get better at, and I say what players I think would fit. But until it happens on the field, it's all guesswork right now. What I will say is this. This isn't about Dallas, guys. Nothing that I'm saying. I like to pick fun at you guys, and of course I like to do things. I posted my stuff on Twitter today. Yes, I like to have fun at your expense, guys. Same way you like to have fun at mine when it comes to the Cowboys and Eagles. With that said, I'm focusing on the fact when the Philadelphia Eagles closed our season last year at Tampa Bay in the playoffs, to me, and probably to a lot of us here in this audience, it was quite obvious that there was a huge talent gap between teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, teams like San Francisco 49ers, Green Bay Packers, Los Angeles Rams, Dallas, Arizona. Let's be honest, man, the Eagles, they overachieved. It was a team that had a ton of chemistry, a team that enjoyed the company of one another, right? They did something that Philadelphia is known for. The Eagles are known for kind of, look, just when you think we're done, just when you count us out, hey, man, we're back in. That's what the Eagles are known for. I think the chemistry clicked on the team. I think that you had a head coach that the players loved, and I think they fought for him. I think you had a head coach that was willing to hear players out and change in transition, the offense. Bottom line is, guys, is that the talent gap was obvious when we walked off that field. And what we're excited about is that we think we have made moves that would help us close in that talent gap. And I'm going to be honest. It starts, for me, with Jordan Davis and what he is going to allow these linebackers to do, and then subsequently what he's going to allow the coverage to do. Because us being able to now defend the run without having to commit extra players into the box in a zone system like we're running, coverage system when I say that, that's a big deal. It's being slept on. And it's important, guys, because Noah Ellis was an undrafted rookie free agent this year they signed. He's a nose tackle, right? They drafted Marlon Tuipulotu last year after everything happened with Aleem McNeil. Clearly, nose tackle between Jordan Davis, Noah Ellis, and then Marlon Tuipulotu. Nose tackle was a priority for the Philadelphia Eagles. Javon Hargrave did a respectable job last year, when he had to take snaps there. Truth be told, though, while Javon Hargrave has experience being in Pittsburgh and two-gapping and being that, I don't think Javon Hargrave is particularly a great run defender. I think he's an exceptional rusher, a pass rusher. And I think if you can keep him in a 3 technique, then I think you got something. I think that's what the Eagles want to do, and I think Jordan Davis helps them do that. Now, to my Eagle fans out there, you guys have been asking me in terms of why I'm so excited about this. Might the Eagles run some 34? Might our base become a 34? I don't know, but I don't think so. Hopefully that makes sense. It's not that I don't think that we'll never play in a 34. I think that Jonathan Gannon wants to be multiple. I think when you have guys like Kyron Johnson, when you have guys like Nakobe Dean, even Davion Taylor, I think, has the athleticism but not the experience. I think you got Haason Reddick. You got, Patrick Johnson. You got Josh Sweat. These guys can all be stood up and pass rushed. So, in theory, you can call it as if it's a 34 with 2 edge rush, 2 rush linebackers, if you will, or you can call it a 40 front with 2 stand-up joker defensive ends rushing. It's conceptual, right? It's all about the way you conceptualize the situation here. And in saying that, I think it's going to be more about the 50 fronts, 5 down linemen guys. I think you're going to have 5 techs, defensive ends, like maybe a guy like, I don't know, let's say Milton Williams plays more 5 tech this year. You got Brandon Graham. You're going to have those defensive ends that I think will be comfortable having another guy outside of them, which would be your Sam linebacker, that rush linebacker. Playing outside of them, that's going to be the difference, right? Because if you're a 5 technique, you got a guy playing outside of you, you can't be as wide anymore, right? You can't be in a 7 or a wide 9. It doesn't necessarily line up too well if you do that because you got somebody playing outside of you. So that's what I think is more so what's going on, but I would leave flexibility to see that the Eagles and Jonathan Gannon could be multiple in the way they approach the defensive line. Now, James Bradberry, which I know all you guys are probably with me and you're excited about this. Yes, guys, I know James Bradberry can get beat at times. He can give up touchdowns. But the thing is, this guy has over 80 pass breakups since 2016. Okay? He's got over, 15 interceptions or so? He's a long, rangy corner that is a great zone system fit. Yes, I don't think he's particularly great in man coverage, and I don't think we're going to ask him to play a ton of man coverage. We were pretty much the highest percentage of zone, drops in the league. I will say that I don't love deep zone drops. I don't like when teams are spot dropping in particular, right? When you're playing the grass, but you're not playing the actual receiver. You can still be in a zone system like a quarters coverage and not be spot dropping, but actually kind of using man coverage principles and actually kind of playing the receiver and not playing the grass. That can happen. That's called a match. That's called match quarters. We'll see. It's man match. We'll see what the Eagles do there, guys. But I definitely think that a guy like James Bradberry, who, with Darius Slay on the other side, I think he's going to get thrown at, right? Because, obviously it is what it is there. I mean, you got Slay on the other side, you're going to see targets. But I think he's just a guy that he knows how to match and mirror. He knows how to pattern recognize. So he can read different route combinations and understand what an offense is trying to accomplish and where he should be in terms of the coverage scheme and make sure he's there in his sets and his drops. I'm excited, guys. I think it's something there. Now, will the Eagles do more than this? Will they go after a Jadeveon Clowney? I don't know. I don't know how much more we can honestly afford. Who knows? Hard to say, guys. They could potentially go after another edge rusher. They could try to shore up the safety position. There's a few things they could do. I would think that if they're going to make another addition to the defense, I would assume it might be a safety, just because I do think the depth is a little questionable at safety. Although I would love to see some of these guys get an opportunity to play. Kavon Wallace, we spent a 4th-round pick on him. I'd like to see what he does at least in OTAs in camp. So maybe give him the chance to do that, and then at roster cutdowns in August, then maybe swoop in and take a guy. Maybe make a trade. Something like that, guys. No doubt about it. I think you can do stuff like that. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all's time and attention. Leave me your feedback. What are your expectations for this defense? Jonathan Gannon, James Bradberry, man. Haason, Reddick, Nakobe, Dean. I'm pumped up, guys. I really like the direction. Jordan Davis. This defense, man, it's going to be fun to watch, guys. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you guys on the next video.